How's it going, guys? It's jblader back again on another video on the Cobblemon BattleCraft SMP. Alright, there's a ton of things to do. I'm really behind. On the server, okay? And it's getting to me. And there's a lot of stuff I gotta do, including EV training. You can see I've got a power item on my Pineco there, because we're doing a little bit of EV training. In fact, you can see I've done some EV training on this mammoth swine that I caught. Look at the IVs. Not too bad. You're never going to use special attack. Special attack literally doesn't matter. The speed is a little low, which is disappointing, but everything else is not that bad. If we catch a better mammoth swine or pilot swine somewhere down the line, EV train another one. But for now, it gives us a strong Pokemon that we can use in our upcoming battles. So we can do a lot of things right now, including little things with like this traveler's backpack. I want to upgrade this to the iron one. And then upgrade the iron one to the gold one. Wait, that's not how you don't what? Well, I was trying to get one that gave me more armor, but this isn't helping me at all. Okay, apparently I have no idea what I'm doing, so let's try this again. But this will do because, like, I only need to store a few tools and odds and ends, things that I don't really want to reach into my big inventory and grab every time. You can see I've done some netherite mining, though, because I finally got the headpiece and the chest plate, and I went ahead and upgraded 2 hammers, too, because we'd be using these all of the time. Let's upgrade this bad boy once, twice, 3 times, and there we go, a diamond backpack with tons of space for all the goodies we need. I like to store just Pokeballs and odds and tools in here, and we can put the old backpack here as an homage to upgrading from better times. Until I get more netherite, this thing is gonna have to do. It's a little gaudy, this color, but that's okay. Anyhow, like I said, lots of things to do, including just playing the game as like Minecraft. There's just a ton of Minecraft things I need to do, which is just like farming. I need to farm more resources all of the time, and I need to do more mining almost all of the time. But even though we do need a lot more farms, I think it would be so much fun to work on some of these buildings today, and I'm not sure which one I want to tackle yet. But before we do that, I have realized that we can force a bunch of Pokemon to spawn for EV training by mining out a little bit of area. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So obviously the spawns up there are the kind of grasslands types, but we can actually like remove a bunch of area down here and force a little bit of the cave spawns. I've got some magnum torches down here, so nothing crazy mob-wise spawns, but if we dig out this area enough, we can force the cave Pokemon to spawn, like Geodudes, and they give defense EVs, and they are a little bit more consistent at spawning for the defense EVs than others. I'm eventually going to need this stuff for building and for crafting, so I don't mind collecting it. Thought I would mention it if you're trying to get some specific spawns, or if you're like hunting for a perfect, I don't know, Geodude or something. This might be one way that you can do it. It's not the most pretty thing in the world, but I used the mossy glow shroom Hymenophore to light this area up. That is a mouthful. It's just an aluminum block, kind of like glowstone. And now you can see we are getting some very specific spawns down here. These cave spawns, the, Diglett, the Zubats. And since I made it tall, I even get some Onyx spawns down here. So if you're looking for an Onyx, this is one way that you can do it. Just thought I would show this off. Also, if I want to do any create things, the create stuff to me isn't the most beautiful things all the time, especially if you're trying to compact it and make it efficient. So we got some room down here to do some create shenanigans at some point. I expanded my storage over here too, just added a few more obsidian chests, but I'm coming over here to borrow the Pokemon Center has a healing machine, and I need that so bad. Anyhow, so before we get to building today, the thing I want to work on first is building out my team a little bit more. I've got the mammoth swine in the fortress on me, and I've been catching them in the rosette balls because I like the pink since I'm the fairy gym leader here on the server. But what I'm going to be looking for next is a Jellicent or its pre-evolution Frillish. And to do that, we're going to have to head over to some type of ocean biome. So I'm going to fly around. We're looking for one with some good IVs, those input values. We've, of course, got the little add-on here that I can check the IVs by hitting shift and looking at the Pokemon. So I'll be using that to scan for a good Frillish. Let's head to an ocean. I'm back in the end because I wanted to get some armored elytra, and the only way to do that is to explore the end. And last time I was showcasing this in the last episode, I wasn't able to find one of these, but I finally did. It is an end village, and we are going to take a look in here and hopefully find some good... Oh, these are basically netherite, okay? Because you need one netherite to get an aterium ingot, so that is insane. And these are not that rare. Let's see, wax copper, not super rare. So there is a Grade Better End wiki. I've been doing a little bit of reading up on it around these episodes. And if you're curious about the better end for yourself, I recommend checking it out. It's definitely a cool addition to have here on the Cobblemon server with the Cobblemon pack. Okay, smithing template plating. So that could be useful. But I literally came back into the end just to grab some more of those ingots and, like I said, the templates, which are very useful. These are very nicely little decorated houses and lotus stairs. Look at the little patterns on that. It's really cool. This thing here is a respawn obelisk. If you're holding 6 amber gems and you right-click this, it'll allow you to set your spawn right here in the end. Could be useful. I think I've explored the majority of this biome here, but I'm going to explore just a little bit more and try to force a Pokemon that I really want to use to spawn. Beldum, of course. Metagross's pre-evolution spawns here. So I'm going to try to catch a good one. It's been a while since I recorded the last clip. I have a tendency just to play Minecraft and oftentimes forget that I'm a YouTuber and I need to show what's going on. But what I've created here in the end, let's take a look, is just a platform where I can basically force Pokemon to spawn. Now, I was doing this to try to get a Beldum. I had a really good Beldum I found over on those islands, and when I threw a Pokeball at it, it glitched in a block and died. Yeah, I was not super excited about that. My anger led me here, where I made a little platform for things to spawn on, and I even put some rails over here, so if I get powered rails eventually, I can loop around spawning and despawning things. But the good thing about this is that I can EV train some Pokemon, and that's what I've been doing on and off camera for the last greater part of a few hours. So if I send out a Pokemon like Ralts, then I can, with a power item equipped, EV train with these special attack Elgiums really quickly. So we'll go over EV training in another episode. Do not fear if you are curious, if you want to know more about it. And just like that, we got another spawn. So if I sit here in the middle, eventually Beldum will spawn. Here's all the Pokemon I've got EV trained so far. Jellicent, Galvantula, a Dugtrio, a Mamoswine, and a Fortress. So got quite a few decent options here. And then all of these Pokemon you see in my party and in this box too here are really good, if not perfect, IVs. Like 80% to 85%, 90%, and I can use them to in upcoming battles, potentially. The only fairy type, though, is this Comfey here, but we're going to get to gym stuff later. I also got a few more shinies. Got a shiny Badoo, a Rookidee, and a Pukumuku, I think is how it's pronounced. And this thing is actually almost perfect IVs. It's like 89, 92%, something like that. So that was exciting. And since I've been spending so much time in the end today, I want to do more things with the Better End mod that we left off on last time. I obviously want to make more progress as far as on the server, and I think just having better gear is the best way to do that. And we'll start building some more in the next one. The Better End mod seems to offer a lot of options for armor and tools, and the armor is what I'm really interested in. So I'm going to get a few things ready for us to upgrade some armor once I get back to the overworld. Okay, this has to be one of the rarest spawns in the game. It's not that bad, actually. Level 60 Metagross. I just caught a Beldum that's not bad, but let's see how much this does. Okay, did not kill it. Ooh. The best Pokeballs I have for this thing right now are Great Balls. And they're not super great. No! Does that kill it? Where did my diamond thing go? No! No! I did manage to catch this one though, and it's not perfect. The speed is not great, but it's not bad. It has good special and physical, which means you could run it both or either way. So 72% is going to have to do because finding a better Beldum is going to take me hours, and I don't know if it's worth hours. What do you think? I found one of these shrines here and took it apart. You can see all the violusite tiles and pedestals and stuff. We're going to need this stuff later and also need some phantom membranes. So if you don't have that stuff and you're playing along, go ahead and grab it. Ah, nope. I've got everything I need to get started, including my fancy pedestals and a few building blocks. So we're going to be making an altar to do some better end magic and hopefully get some better gear. Let's place a few of these blocks down. This is the main shape we're starting with. 8 pedestals. Now we need to craft a special item called an infusion pedestal. There it is. Some obsidian, ender pearl. Oh, we got some old rituals going here. Let's place that in the center. This is going to be where we're going to be doing all of the infusions in the Better End mod. You guys know me. I like to decorate a little bit, so I'm going to add some light in here. Very fancy. It's not the fanciest thing in the world, but it looks pretty dang cool. I love the aurora crystals. Yeah, they change colors from different angles. Super cool. Now we're going to need a few devices, and we're going to need to know that that way is north. You can see that this thing is kind of directional, so we're going to place these 2 shards here. We're going to place... These need to be enchanted membranes. For enchanted membranes, there we go. Now we're getting an animation. Aha! Never-ending magic. 1 enchanted membrane. Let's do that 2 more times. This is pretty cool. Okay, now we have enchanted membranes. Now, let's place these here. Our ember gem up top. Our crystals, and an elytra. Oh. Talo, get out of the way of the magic! There we go. Okay, this should create a crystallized elytra, which is part of the crystallized set I want to make. There's 2 different sets that come, like 2 sets of armor and... Yeah, basically 2 sets of armor that come with the better end. We're going to be making the crystal ones. I think they look cooler, and they give a few more bonus effects, although they have slightly less armor, but still basically the same amount of armor as netherite. Oh my gosh, look at that. Let's grab it and take a look. So we got the crystallite elytra equipped in the cape trinket slot. 1 knockback resistance, 6 armor, and 0.96 armor toughness. Of course, we'll need to enchant it, but it can go in the cape slot, which means that we get a slot back for a chest plate. It's going to be useful if we're playing on hard difficulty, and even though it's Cobblemon, I don't want to be dying any more than I need to. So the 2 sets that we have are the Aeternium set and the Crystallite set. So the Aeternium set is more of just a standard armor set that you're going to be using by getting Terminite armor, using a smithing template, and using Aeternium forged plates. So you're basically creating this, the Terminite, upgrading it to Aeternium. And remember, the Aeternium ingots take netherite to make, or you can find them. I happen to find most of mine. And I'll go over some of the rest of the stuff here in one moment. But it is just really strong gear, more or less. So you have that set. No real bonus effects with that. And now you get to the Crystallite set, which to make that, you saw we have to use the magic. So there's a technical set and a magic set. We're going to go for the magic set. This one gives blindness resistance. This one gives knockback resistance. This one gives 4 max health. And the boots give swiftness 1. You get dig speed 1. You also get haste 1. And if you get the entire set, then you get regeneration 1. So I think those bonus effects can be pretty nice. And now we just need to make the rest of the pieces. We got the crystal done here. And to make the... let's go ahead and hop to the chest plate. So to make the terminite, I guess I can just put it in here. It doesn't really matter for now. We're going to need a few cool items. One is the end stone smeltery. Now, I found these in the end. But I think you can also craft them. Yeah, you can craft it with thalassium ingots, which is just you get raw thalassium and you smelt it. And it is 2 furnaces and stone bricks. Easy peasy, right? Let's place down both of those. Let's grab a fuel source. I'll just grab some coal. And what you're going to want is thalassium and dust. I hope I'm saying... I'm really bad at pronouncing things sometimes. So we got raw thalassium. I'm going to go ahead and grab some ingots. Now, to get that end dust, we're going to need to make an anvil of some type. This is what an Aeternium makes, but we probably want to start with something a little bit easier. What is easier than the Terminite one? We're probably going to want to start with the thalassium. It's the cheapest to make, so we'll make 3 blocks of thalassium. Let's make an anvil. There we go, thalassium anvil. We'll go ahead and place that here. So we got thalassium smithing. Then we're going to need to make a hammer. Aha! All right, we've got a hammer here. I think we can interact with these hammers. There we go. Okay, that was loud. Ender dust made. And then if we combine a thalassium with the ender dust, oh, it's cooking. There we go, a terminite ingot. So we got to cook up a few more of these. This area is feeling extra magic-y now. I think what we needed to do is upgrade our anvil. So we're going to upgrade it to a terminite anvil. Yes, terminite smithing. Bam, we'll place that there. Now, let's see if this will work. Okay, that'll give us... There we go. Terminite forge plate. We can make a bunch of different stuff. Excellent. Okay, we want the plate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Plated terminite. Now with the terminite, we can craft things like a helmet. Terminite helmet. Boots. And now I'm just waiting for the rest of this. We're going to need a few more ender dust. This area is also starting to look a little bit better. Let me also say that you can actually get some specific enchantments. They're all level 1 enchantments, but you can actually get some specific enchantments if you use this infusion. So make sure you check out the wiki if you're curious about that. You basically put a book in and a few ingredients, and it will make specific enchanted books for you. Oh, those look pretty fancy. There we go, Swiftness 1. Crystallite boots. So same amount of armor we've got now, but now we have Swiftness 1, which is going to be super useful for getting stuff done. And there we go. Got the entire set. I'm looking very fancy, very colorful, look like a crystal. And now you can see I've got the regeneration and a haste effect from it too. So this is going to be really useful. I can enchant this stuff up pretty soon. We've got all the villagers that spawn to get all the books we need. So hopefully this will give you a better idea of what the Better End mod has to offer. What I am curious to make out of this Aeternium is a few tools and weapons. And this stuff is new to me, so bear with me. We're going to need a smithing table. Now, I picked up a bunch of these kind of template upgrades. So what we're going to need to make is the leather wrapped stick, which we've got, and then we're going to need to make the different pieces. Like this one, we're going to need a sword blade and the sword handle, which is a terminite ingot. Okay, so it's a terminite upgrade. I think I have all of these things. Yep, terminite upgrade, terminite ingots, stick. There we go. Aeternium sword handle. We're going to also need a template for the assemble sword. I don't have this one, so we might have to go looking in the end for that. We're going to need the smithing template, leather wrap stick, Aeternium pickaxe head. Yeah, I don't have an Aeternium upgrade. Well, this is as far as we're going to get for today, but I definitely want to take a look at making some of these tools. I'm going to need one of these too. And I'm not sure if there's a better way to get it besides finding them in the end. Regardless, we can put a pause on this and come back to it. And I can finish decorating this area now and put a building around it. Probably going to have to wait for another episode because I'm definitely running out of time for this one. What I'd love to do is go get some levels and enchant this gear, including my new fancy wings. So that is what I'm going to go do right now. One set of fancy armor later. I've got this all enchanted. You'll see here I've got, I think, just about every enchant I can get. A few pieces with protection, and then a piece with fire protection. Also enchanted the wings. Just brought 3, but that should do for now. Also put mending on everything. And we are now ready to... I actually got to head to the Pokemon Center because I need to heal up my my little Badoo there. But that is going to do it for this episode. I think this is all the Better End stuff that I really want to fool around with. At least for a hot minute. And we've definitely got a lot of building and fun stuff like that to do coming up very soon, as well as just playing Pokemon, because that's part of the Cobblemon experience. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's episode. I hope you did enjoy, and I will catch you guys in the next one.